Blessed and wonderful morning to you out there. It's good to know that you're listening to I-FLIER 103.3 FM IBADAN. Welcome to the Friday edition of Press Drive, where we take you through headlines making rounds in our national dailies. It's another day to go through the newspapers again. I am your driver this morning. Esther ATILOLA is my name. Our analyst is right here with me in the studio, Honorable Femi DBC. When it's time, you get to hear his voice. I have the Punch, the Nation, and the Daily Post newspapers. I'll start with the headlines before we move to details of the stories we want to look at this morning. Remember, you can be a part of the conversation on Press Drive. You can call the studio lines, which are open when it's time. On Facebook, you can watch us live at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. At I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. Like, share, follow us. And if you want to react to the stories this morning, you can drop a comment on our Facebook page. Once again, good morning and welcome to Press Drive right here on I-FLIER 103.3 FM IBADAN. Without wasting any time, let's just dive into the newspapers this morning. I said earlier that I have the Punch, the Daily Post newspaper, and the Nation newspaper. And I start with the headlines of the Punch newspaper this morning. One of the top headlines right there includes post-NEC meetings. APC, PDP set stage for epic 2027 face-off. Post-NEC meetings, APC, PDP set stage for epic 2027 face-off. States slashing power tariff must pay subsidy, NARC says. Fake customs officer arraigned after scamming victims 34 million naira. Fake customs officer arraigned after scamming victims 34 million naira. Electricity Act Amendment. Labour rejects proposed ban on industrial action. All sectors involvement in sustainable development. All sectors involvement in sustainable development. Schools charged to produce tech-driven leaders. Schools charged to produce tech-driven leaders. Rivers moves to avert farmer header crisis, warns contractors. Rivers moves to avert farmer header crisis, warns contractors. Sanwo-Olu Fashola Hail Oniru unveils Lagos memoir. Sanwo-Olu Fashola Hail as Oniru unveils Lagos memoir. Ex-SGF Babaji Lawal slams Adamawa ADC over alleged anti-Atiku plot. Ex-SGF Babaji slams Adamawa ADC over alleged anti-Atiku plot. Away from that, EFCC NFIU target terror funds after 13.7 million naira plateau cash bust. EFCC NFIU target terror funds after 13.7 million naira plateau cash bust. PSC chair restoring sanity in police. PSC chair restoring sanity in police, says Oluwo. Nigeria harbors 40% of West Africa's 500 million illegal arms, says the Chief of Defense Staff. Nigeria harbors 40% of West Africa's 500 million illegal arms, says the Chief of Staff. Still on the Punch newspaper this morning, federal government sets 12-year new minimum age for JSS1 admission. Federal government sets 12-year new minimum age for JSS1 admission. Nigeria faces cancer emergency with 127,000 cases annually, expert warn. Nigeria faces cancer emergency with 127,000 cases annually, experts warn. Still on the Punch newspaper this morning, Ogun local government signs $250 million partnership to transform communities. Ogun local government signs $250 million partnership to transform communities. No truth in Buni's rumored defection to ADC, says AID. No truth in Buni's Yobe reopens closed market, cites improved security. Yobe reopens closed market, cites improved security. OT under fire for opposing more southeast states. OT under fire for opposing more southeast states. $2.1 million trial. Court orders return of seized funds to ex-NHIS boss. $2.1 million trial. Court orders return of seized funds to ex-NHIS boss. Governor Makinde unveils new Oyo Tourist Hub Master Plan. Makinde unveils new Oyo Tourist Hub Master Plan. And finally, on the Punch newspaper this morning, federal government neglecting northern federal roads, says Kwakwanso. Federal government neglecting northern federal roads, says Kwakwanso. With that, we move to the Nation newspaper this morning to go through some of its headlines. Tinubu, APC will receive more governors, coalition members. President Tinubu says APC will receive more governors, coalition members. I'm on a mission to reposition party, says APC's new chair. I'm on a mission to reposition party, says APC's new chair. 2027's a done deal, says APC chair. President asks governors to deliver more dividends. President asks governors to deliver more dividends. Food systems reform at UN summit. Constitution amendment will support Kano government 100%. Emir Sanusi says Constitution amendment will support Kano government 100%. Emir Sanusi says NATO collaborates with NDLEA to curb drug trafficking. NATO collaborates with NDLEA to curb government. Constitution review group calls for more women inclusiveness in parliament. Now to education. OAU clarifies viral dress code as student union rejects directive. OAU clarifies viral dress code as student union rejects directive. Now to the politics section of the Daily Post newspaper. By-election, shun electoral malpractice. Zamfara government tells political parties. By-election, shun electoral malpractice. Zamfara government tells political parties. Defection. PDP Board of Trustees cautions members on comments. Defection. PDP Board of Trustees cautions members on comment. Finally, on the Daily Post newspaper this morning, no opposition for now. New APC chair Wiyalda says. No opposition for now. New APC chair Wiyalda says. And I'm seeing this headline. Nigerians. I mentioned earlier that joining me for analysis is Honorable Femi DBC and is right here with me in the studio. Good morning and welcome to Press Drive. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Esther. So this is Friday.
Yes, it is.
Yes, not just a Friday. The last Friday of the month. You know, it's always a beautiful one in the in our village, in our family houses and all that in Ibadan here. So I want to welcome you, everyone on board. It's a beautiful weekend. Please enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much. Remember, you can be part of the conversation on Press Drive. You can call the studio lines, which are open when it's time. On Facebook, you can watch us live at I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. At I-FLIER 103.3 FM live. Like, share, follow us, and do feel free to drop a comment. Now, let's start with stories or comments from our dear President Bola Tinubu. And I'm going to take like 2 or 3 stories so we can put all of that together. Tinubu, APC will receive more governors, coalition members. President Bola Tinubu yesterday said the All Progressives Congress would continue to enlarge its coast by receiving more opposition governors, lawmakers, and other coalition members. He explained that the priority accorded to defectors to the ruling party had compelled the shifting of the National Convention till December. He urged party chieftains to widen the space to accommodate the new members. The president emphasized the need to give them a sense of belonging. He also spoke on the prospect of more defections to the APC during the 14th National Executive Committee meeting held at the State House Conference Center in Abuja. At the meeting, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Professor Nentawe Yuwata, was unanimously elected as national chairman. Okay, so Tinubu says APC will receive more governors, coalition members. Now let's add this other one to it. Now this is not about okay, let me just put it there. The president asked governors to deliver more dividends. Governors elected on the platform of the APC, or Progressives Congress, were yesterday challenged by the president to intensify efforts in delivering dividends of democracy. The economy is stabilizing, but many Nigerians are yet to feel its impact, President Bola Tinubu declared. It was at the 14th National Executive Committee meeting of the APC in Abuja. Now, he emphasized that governance must translate into real change for ordinary citizens. He said, and I'm quoting him, Nigerians are still complaining at the grassroots. To you, the governors, you have to wear the grass more and lead the way in delivering progressive change to Nigerians. May God bless our democracy and give us more fertile lands. He assured members of the party that the national economy, though recently battered, is now on the path to sustained growth and resilience. So, President asked governors to deliver more dividends, and the other one I read, those two together and start.
Oh yes, there's no gainsaying the fact that the ruling party in most cases usually get upper hand when it comes to politicians' transfer market at a time like this, especially when the election is approaching. So I think is speaking from the depth of truth.
Okay.
That because there are some that will need protection for their bad deeds in office. There are some that are very, very vital and very vital when it comes to political scheming and all that they want to recruit. There are some that that would need election security. Security in the sense that maybe in their party they are not sure of getting the ticket, so they might be wooed, by the incumbent party in power. Yeah, that is true. But of course, the president did not mention the bitter truth about it, that if you take in, you are still going to lose some, which is very, 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 which is the bitter truth, especially when you are having a new set of maybe a new chairman in place, which will probably shake up few things and things will be arranged and all that. Not only that, when some people comes in, some members will be threatened because you'll be using the spaces that are meant for the for the incumbent members, as bait, to woo the new ones. So, and of course they won't be feeling comfortable. So, who knows? Shettima might be retained, he might not. So if it's not retained, will it be convenient to still stay within the party? So not only that, yes, the president also mentioned something again. All of them throwing jabs at ADC. Yes, which shows that they are promoting ADC. That's the way. Yes, they are not demarketing APC. They are promoting, because the more you give attention to a particular thing, the more you are pointing the people towards that direction. Yes, and in psychology, whatever you flog, the more is what you fear the most. Yeah, that's the bitter truth. Okay. Yes, so I think they are jittery a bit about it. They are not talking about PDP. They did not price, because should there be crisis in ADC or APC, then PDP is their last resort. Even PDP will be hoping to welcome alliances, even with Labour Party, as the case may be. Should Obi get problem with ADC and he gets out, he's already having a placeholder there in the person of Dati, his former running mate in the last presidential election. So there is a placeholder anyway, so it's there for him. And of course the PDP are now saying, yes, should you come to a party? Yes, it's yours before, so it means that you get a new name, Omowale. So meaning that currently PDP are a bit of shying away from statutory responsibilities. Yes. The reason why I say so is because on the average, just look at it. See the presidency as one unit of the federation, and you see all the states and local government put together as one unit. All the states and the local government, they are not earning up to 45%. They are not they're not up to 45%. Yeah, I think about 45% thereabout. That's what they are earning from the federation account. And the federal government is earning 52%. Over 52%. So, and you see, the more you get, the more your responsibility. Because they are not the one to pay. Successive governments are coming, they are going to pay. And it's not just the government that is paying, it's the people and the citizens that are paying. And for God's sake, most of those states, those loans they get, they don't channel it towards something that enhances the value of the family or create wealth in most cases. So, that's the problem. You see, the federal government is too weighty. It's a kind of egg that is bigger than both the body and the legs. So, overweighing them to the extent that the country, the body cannot run. You can see the reason why there's underdevelopment, because the federal government is taking too much. And probably they practically holds nothing. When it comes to derivation, they owns nothing. It is the states and the local government that owns those money the federal government is talking about. And funny enough, you see today, some governors does not even know that federal government don't give them money. No, federal government don't give state money at all. What you get is your own money. You are probably changed. So when there's some governors, in fact, let me practically, I'm referring to a state governor who does not know the meaning between and the states and the local put together is the other part of the federation, and going put together is the other part of the federation, and it is the states and local government that fits the federal government. Without them, the federal will be stiffened. In fact, when resource was being controlled by the region in those days, the region supports the federal government. So he doesn't know that. I think he needs education, and probably some of us need education as well. So there's no, federal government is giving, Tinubu never give anybody money. Federal government doesn't give anybody money. Otherwise, they are the one that is happens to be the canker one that fits on the money that is meant for development at the grassroots. So if the president is so sincere, I think he'll be working towards sharing the weights. In fact, more will be followed with reduction in money that accrues to the federal government for the federation account. If you want development, you are sincere about that. That is that, my sister.
All right, let's now come to APC's new chairman, and he has said a lot of things. I'm on a mission to reposition party, says APC new chair Netawe Yiwatda yesterday took the baton as the seventh. This other headline: 2027 elections a done deal, says APC chair. We will expand beyond bounds. I'm quoting him now. We will expand beyond bounds. I'm sure by God's grace, I'm sure the 2027 is a done deal for APC. With these words, Professor Nentawe Yiwata announced his entry into the national chairman's office. Okay, and that goes on and on. Now, speaking to NWC members and Forum of State Chairmen, he said, and I quote, "All of us here, especially the National Working Committee members, we are the mechanics. The party is a vehicle, we will fix it, we will drive it, we will work it out, we will ensure that we get to the destination of our choice. It's a collective effort, and I'm sure by the time we put our hands on the deck collectively, this party will be great. This party will be the joy and pride," and he said a whole lot. Now, he explained that the 2027 elections will be won overwhelmingly, given the rising preface of the APC. Okay, and it goes on and on. Now, he sounds very confident that the 2027 a lot also. But let's just stick to these two headlines. I'm on a mission to reposition party, says APC's new chair. And the other headline: 2027 elections a done deal, says APC chair. Before we move to the situation between ADC and APC.
Yes, I don't doubt the fact that the president, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is a politically savvy, person, and of course, he knows how to scout very much. So, yeah, to him, Yiwada, the professor, I will be judging him from the face value because I don't know him in depth.
Okay.
And of course, people will say you don't judge the book
by its cover.
I mean, but of course, I'm going to look at the cover now. I'm probably examining the a bit of what I know about him. You know, when he came to the limelight, he came as a resident electoral commissioner, and he did so well. And they felt that maybe we should just compensate this one. That's that's the thing. And he became an aspirant, but of course he did not make it. From that, a compensation came. He became a minister. Now, yes. So where it's coming from, and where it's lacking, maybe there'll be a kind of breach, and he'll be able to spring some surprise. Yes, I see him as something like Ice Cold Palmer of Chelsea. You just look at him as somebody you can just overlook, but at the end of the day, he might just bring a surprise. So, of course, that is your wonder for you. Yes, he's having the age in his advantage, 56, and all that. And not only that, his election aligns with the party's zoning arrangement for this North Central geopolitical zone, so that they can pick their advice from either Northeast or Northwest. So, not only that, I told you, well, his selection still sparks some criticism.
Okay.
Yes, it's easy for you to handle maybe I think 5 halogens in a room, but the moment the halogens becomes about 50, 100 in one room, then people are likely to burn out. There's likely to be crisis in that room. So you need to watch out who you should recruit, so that you don't recruit your enemies.
Okay.
Yeah, there'll be moles. There'll be people who will be going out. The negotiation power, where is it? What are the debates? A whole lot of things you need to do. So, good luck to you.
So you think it's early to say those statements?
Of course.
All right. Let's go on a quick break. When we'll come back, we'll look at the situation between ADC and the APC. Please stay with us.
Don't you give up. Don't you give up.
An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. It is imperative that parents prioritize education for the growth and future of their children by enrolling them to a school that can help develop their capacity and potentials.
I-FLIER provide a serene environment, accommodating reception, well-equipped laboratory for biology, physics and chemistry, fully furnished classrooms, counseling rooms, e-library, halls for conferences, institutions, standby generator, mini-mart, among others.
Yes!
I-FLIER International School
Can boast of inspiring, captivating curriculum, academic excellence, social amenities and structures, as well as dedicated teachers who are more than ready to train your children academically and morally.
Admission is ongoing. Enroll your child to a primary and secondary classes today and enjoy the dividends of modern and quality education.
Join the high-flying team and visit us today at Unit 1 to 5, I-FLIER College Road, Ogungbade, Ibadan. For further inquiry, call 0815-815-8707
or 0805-331-6634. I-FLIER International School.
Nurturing I-FLIERs.
Thank you very much for staying with us. All right, let's come to these stories, and I'll start with this particular one. Abbas Damagum Yewada Slam ADC coalition. The new coalition can be likened to a mere political experiment, PDP acting national chairman Ambassador Umar Damagum has said. He said some of those who left the party for the African Democratic Congress are already returning. According to him, some of them even claim to have never left at all. Damagum and other party leaders at the PDP National Executive Committee meeting were optimistic that ongoing efforts to reposition the party will ensure a successful national convention, the return of old members, and the influx of new ones. All right, and he went on to say a whole lot. He said, I'm quoting him now, many who jumped on the coalition bandwagon have already returned to our fold. Some even claim they never left and merely attended a meeting. We accept their confessions without prejudice. Let me add that this reversal is not limited to PDP members alone. Individuals from other political parties who initially joined the coalition have realized that the venture is ill-fated, and their swift return is proof of this. Also yesterday, House of Representatives Speaker Abbas Tajuddin said the coalition is a desperate attempt by power seekers that lack ideology. He, however, cautioned that the emergence of the ADC necessitates a proactive response from the ex-SGF Babachi slams Adamawa ADC over alleged anti-Article plot. Okay, a fresh crisis has erupted in the Adamawa State chapter of the African Democratic Congress following allegations by the state chairman, Shehu Yohana, accusing former secretary to the government of the Federation, Babachi Lawal, of working to undermine the party from within. Yohana alleged that Lawal was acting as a political spy for the ruling All Progressives Congress with a mission to destabilize the ADC and thwart the presidential ambition of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar ahead of the 2027 elections. He also accused the former SGF of plotting to replace him with an ally to gain control of the party structure in the state. He further denied any links to the APC or President Bola Tinubu, insisting that he had no intention of supporting the party now or in the future. So, ex-SGF Babachi slams Adamawa ADC. And there's even another, well, it's related to that, but quite different headline, which says that crisis hit Adamawa ADC as ex-SGF and party chairman trade words. But that's like part of what I read earlier, slam ADC coalition. So now it's between All Progressives Congress, PDP slamming ADC, and of course Babachi Lawal and ADC chairman in Adamawa.
Yeah, of course, like I told you, ADC will be a threat, considering the possibility of inflow of desperate politicians. All of them are desperate anyway, because if you say somebody is desperate, somebody is lack ideology, give me a party that has ideology. In fact, the most unideological party in this country, as we are speaking today, is APC. Because you see, people like Awolowo that kickstarted what's called the progressive. If you look at the way and manner they practice, they are just a clear departure from the other wing. So if they are the right wing, the left wing is too far. But of course, when it comes to the APC, go and check it out. The formation of that political party happened to be about 70% PDP. The new PDP was the bedrock of that particular what you call APC, to the extent that the likes of some of their chairmen, including Adamu and all those, most of them happen to be PDP thoroughly bred. So you see, the moment you can accommodate something that does not look like you, and then you feel comfortable about it. Even CPC is a clear departure, even from APC. They are coming from a more socialist angle. So but you are able to blend it, and so it shows that you clearly like ideology. So no party in this country today can claim, no party that is feasible that I know today, I'm not talking about some mushrooms.
Okay.
He's not a friend. I can understand now. So that in their coming convention, they have stooped to conquer, conceding to Damago and Anyawu as the chairman and secretary of the party, respectively. Yes, so that they'll be able to organize a convention. But of course, who's going to have the days? So let's see, is it Wike's faction or the other faction? So if PDP is able to stand and get it right after this convention, I'm telling you, they'll get more people from APC. They'll get the chunk of people from the ADC back to the fold.
Okay.
The people are agreed because, but of course, they are not likely to get Atiku back, because Atiku will be posed to fight to the end. He's a fighter, but of course, I have not been seeing him winning in all his fight all this while, because of his lack of basic strategy. Yes, you don't retreat, and anybody that suffer political malaria, does not make it more in politics. That is, you are cold in the morning, you are strong in the midday, at night you are still weak, so you can't clearly predict Atiku. So that is my problem with Atiku. Okay. So the moment Atiku settles for ADC and PDP come back stronger again, yes, of course, I see competition and PDP come back stronger again, yes, of course, I see competition between PDP and
food security. WFP to halt emergency food security assistance to Nigeria. United Nations World Food Programme has said it will stop food distribution to Nigeria if issues surrounding funding are not resolved. The global agency warned that its life-saving assistance in Northeast would stop once food distributions end and unless funding is received. WFP said nearly 31 million in Nigeria are facing acute hunger, the highest number on record. Without intervention, the highest number on record. Without intervention, millions risk being pushed to extreme choices, including displacement, exploitation, or recruitment by extremist groups. That's WFP's country director in Nigeria, David Stevenson, said, and I'm quoting him, WFP's operations in Northeast will collapse without immediate funds beyond limits are left with nowhere to turn. Children are especially at risk, the agency said. Now, let me join that particular story with this. Shetima, Nigeria to champion private sector-led food systems reform at UN Summit. Vice President Kashim Shetima said the federal government is committed to a transformative private sector-led reform of its food systems. The Vice President said Nigeria is witnessing a new vista in its food security agenda, signaling a major policy shift ahead of the second United Nations Food Systems Summit stocktake, scheduled to hold in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, later this month. Shetima spoke yesterday at a briefing organized by the Nigerian Task Force on upcoming summit at the presidential villa in Abuja. He outlined a bold vision to reposition the country as a continental leader in agricultural innovation and productivity. He says the government would serve as a catalyst and enabler of the reform, while the private sector would drive the implementation. So Shetima, Nigeria to champion private sector-led food systems reform at UN Summit, and WFP to halt emergency food security assistance to Nigeria. Looking at these two stories, is there like a contrast? Is there like an opposing motives, or what do you think?
Yeah, well, of course, a whole lot of things are happening in the global stage, especially asserting the position of Nigeria and the position of Nigeria diplomatically. So I see us as a bit of disadvantage at the global stage at the moment. Well, that we cannot go into now. It's a serious debt. So, but of course, I see that to our advantage. It's a way of, looking at what can we do to help ourselves? Must we continually, present ourselves to the world as a nation in need of AIDS?
But then they also mentioned the statistics, the number of persons.
Because they're hungry. You see, people are sick because they are hungry. If you don't eat good food. So, in fact, I think the basic thing, the reason why you have government in the first instance is because of food.
Food.
The reason why you have religion is because of food. In fact, the scripture says, bring tithe into my house so that there may be food in my house. And you need to know, when God created the heaven and earth, he created food before he created man. So God knows the importance, because it is the food that accounts for your body and psychological makeup. Without it, you are gone. So now, why will the government put food provision and relegate it to the background in the scheme of things, especially when it comes to the issue of economic reform? So economic reform should not affect food or feeding. Instead, that government is ungodly. That is my own interpretation, and I am not going to retract that anyway.
All right.
Now, you see, let me point you to something. We are borrowing $21 billion loan now, over 25 billion. They said rail infrastructure is going to go up 3 billion. They are going to revamp Port Harcourt Maiduguri with that money. Lagos Green Light, 2 billion. Kano Rail, 590 whatever. You have power projects. Where I think I key into that. So, government must be proactive. So we should show political will at what you call, food security. If you like, I tell you, build all the road and tie them with gold. And people are hungry, you are doing nothing. And that's why people are now saying that, look, the president is doing nothing. Because if I'm hungry and then you are now giving me soap, am I going? You want to kill me? So, government must feel it the way we are feeling it. Must see the way the people at the grassroots are saying it. And they should revert themselves to the provision of the Constitution that people deserve to be happy. People deserve welfare. People deserve security.
Thank you very much. Let's open the phone lines at this point. But before we do that, let's go on a quick break. We'll come back. We'll take your reactions, our dear listeners.
Real estate redefined with Anujat Homes and Properties, your dependable real estate managers. At Anujat Homes and Properties, we offer professional, reliable, world-class services. Build your choice homes in any of our estates states across Nigeria. Land and properties bought at Anujat Homes is free from all encumbrances, no extra charges, no land grabbing, no Omo Nile Wahala. Our land sales come with CFO, red copy survey, and other valid documents. Grab this special offer. Now selling Comfort Estate near Circular Road, Ajia, Matakor, Ibadan. There is accommodation for installment payments. Enjoy 500,000 Matakor. Contact Anujat Homes and Properties at Tinoade Complex, Ginorere 2 of Alakia Iyano Church, Ibadan. Telephone number is 081-6797-9307 or 081-6576-7385. Anujat Home and Properties Limited. Totality of real estate is our mandate.
Welcome back. Let's open the phone lines at this point. 0705 500 1033 or 905 444 1033. 0705 500.
I'm calling from Lokiri.
You're welcome, sir.
Goodbye, Kadima, sir. Good morning, sir.
You are wonderful, Baba.
Thank you, sir.
In fact, I am gingered, motivated, not down. Regarding all your analysis, thank you. ATILOLA, God bless you.
Amen.
Regarding the issue of security, you have said multi, ISO currency identity, which I know is US that of CD for US. But you say something that they announced me about among the future from 3 years. See that one? If you ever whether it's the Benin government, it comes to our world, that we don't need to say. That is a thief, political thief.
We appreciate your comment. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your comment. We appreciate you. Drop a comment on our Facebook page if you want to react to the stories this morning and at I-FLIER 103.3.
Just want to comment on the student failure to President Tinubu that asked state to work more because the Nigerian people are complaining of lack of pastoral development as well as woman development. The federal government are shifting most of their responsibility to state, but the resources to finance general resources, why 48% are being shared among the other two sets of government. The federal government is taking its responsibility. You are giving them more responsibility, but money to finance this project is not there. The government, the state government, they can embark on power projects, they can embark on.
Appreciate your comment. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
This Friday, dear Esther.
You're welcome, sir.
And the brilliant analyst.
Oh, good morning, my prince.
Good morning, sir.
You're welcome.
You see, $21.5 billion is a huge, very, very huge amount. And you can imagine, government, you see, government at the center, I don't know. You want to build a institution, fine. This is the number one thing. You can imagine, you want to
daily with diverse news that we keep hearing from their hands there. And aside from even